Hello and welcome to the live chat. I am having problems with my light, so I was hoping... I don't know. We'll just go in this light for now. How are you all doing? How are you today? Let's see, Wandering Pond is here, an off-grid adventure. Sweet, welcome. And Rain. Oh, up late again, aren't you, Rain? Well, you all, if you read the title, of course, after we watch this, we're gonna, when I end the live, the video on Off-Grid Adventure is going to play that we filmed, and that was a tour of my van. So stay till the end for that. Tanya's here, Miscellaneous BS, and Rod. How are you all today? I just messed up my light. I made it too yellow, and I like it. Look at that, way too yellow. I like it to be somewhat light, and now it's green. Why is it like this? Like, could you please not? Right when I'm trying to do something, isn't that just so typical? Okay, well, this is the cop car setting. These are so fun to play with. Look. Oh no, I'm getting arrested. What's that weird blue flash? That's not really as fun. Well, green flash, red flash, strobe. Oh, hey, yeah, man, it's a party. How we all doing tonight? We're all good. Oh, and now I'm watching TV. This doesn't really look like watching TV, though. Guess what we're watching now? Fireworks. They're beautiful, but they're coming from this direction, and they're too bright. An ambulance or emergency siren. Oh no. Okay, that's enough of that. It's back to normal light and not colored. Okay. Now I'm just going to severely turn it down. Okay. Thank you all for allowing me to be silly for a sec. All right, who joined during that? Let's see. Telecaster, James, Tanya, hey Les, Rod, and Douglas. Hi, you guys, welcome. Lark is here. Very cool. What's everybody been up to today? Glad you all made it. Does anyone have anything new going on in their life? Did everyone's snow melt? I guess if you live in the area there where there was just a really cold snowstorm. Hi, Clint. Here it snowed over Christmas and then it just melted yesterday. Little bit of a bummer. Rod spent the day mowing grass. Tanya snow melted. James says it's 40 or 54. Yeah, it's about that much here too. Hi, Rain. Wandering Pond went hiking with the kids and husband today in the 60s in Missouri, working with pups. Had a great Christmas in New York City. Well, that's nice. I'm glad to hear that. It's also warm where Les is. Sounds like most of what was cold heated up pretty quickly, which is weird. Yeah, it's been pretty warm here too. So let's see, for those of you that are just joining us, the point of this live stream tonight is to hang out and, chat about me saying I'm going on the AT or not ending, but taking a break from van life. And then we'll watch my van tour on Off-Grid Adventure after this. Speaking of which, Off-Grid Adventure says we drove from Charleston, West Virginia to Nashville, Tennessee. So glad it rained to wash some of the salt off our vehicle. Yeah, I bet. Gosh, I'm always, especially when I was out in the desert, my van would just be so dusty. And I would be like, oh gosh, it needs to rain to wash my car. I'm not paying to wash it, that's for sure. Clint says currently 65 here, was just 8 a few days ago. I agree. Crazy weather. Childcaster said, I hope you have a great Christmas. Well, thank you for that. There were parts of Christmas I enjoyed. How about you guys? How was everyone else's Christmas? Or whatever holiday you celebrate? I had a pretty okay time myself. I got to go to my grandpa's on Christmas Eve, which is our tradition for a long time, but this year it was a lot less people than normal, just because so many people have like in-laws' houses they need to go to, so I think they were just like, okay, let's have a low-key Zickle family Christmas. But then on Christmas Day, I got to spend time with my immediate family. We hung out at my parents' house and watched some home videos. Rod says, when are you going to start the AT trail? Well, I just was thinking about it today. I am thinking end of March or early April, because people say not to start then because a bunch of people start then, but if I don't, the AT might take me a really long time, and I don't want to be hiking where it's getting really, really cold in the fall. So I have to, just kind of play that by ear. I haven't decided for sure yet because I don't have to decide right now, and I just want to see how the weather patterns change, if they do, and if people signing up changes, at all, because I'm trying to not start at a time as a lot of people do, but at some point that's going to be unavailable just because I'm trying to start at that time. My so-called life said they worked today. You got overtime, that's good. Wandering Pond says, will you go back to your van after the AT? Oh, Lisa is your name. Cool. So, I don't know yet. I am thinking I miss international travel, so I might do that after the AT, but I don't know yet. It just depends. Although, like, having a van and having to pay insurance and, pay gas, and just like if I sell it to someone else, that would be money coming in, so I don't know. Kind of depends on my situation and how I feel after the trail. So yeah, thank you for asking. Telcaster said, any big plans for New Year's Eve? And I said, it'll be a Saturday. Yeah, it is. I'm planning to hang out with my cousin. We haven't decided exactly where yet, but yeah, it should be a good time. I don't know if I want to go to a bar though. On one hand, I like it because it's like, more exciting to be out and about. Sorry, I'm just feeling really sniffly all of a sudden. Might go to a bar, might just stay home on New Year's Eve. I don't know yet. James says, we stayed home for Christmas, played board games with the kids. That sounds nice. Telcaster said, how is your Sienna doing? Yeah, it is running really well. It still always has the dashboard lights on it. If you remember that whole incident when I was in Minnesota, that delayed me for a really long time. Still has all the lights on and everything, but still starts perfectly fine, all that good stuff. Although I do run into curbs and scratch it, so it doesn't look good on the outside, but it works just fine. Tanya said, I know you loved hiking around other people on the John Muir Trail, so it should be good timing for you. Yeah, that's very true. That's another thing. People have asked me, do you want to do a flip-flop or go south, which is a less common direction. Oh, and if you don't know, flip-flop means you do part of the trail in one direction and then you go back. just like you split the trail half and half and time out what would be the most logical way to do it, I guess. It's kind of hard to describe so accurately. Tiny Fairy, hi, welcome. Mark said, ever thought about the Camino de Santiago? I sure have. Yeah, that's definitely something I want to do. I was thinking recently sometime about how it would still be hard, but it would be a lot less hard than the AT. So, yeah, that would be really cool. And let's see, Go Ride says, I know you're a skilled hiker, but do you ever do any short hikes over the next few months? I think I will take a little trip in my van, like within the next couple weeks. I don't know if I'll hike. I've been walking around my neighborhood. I'll probably find some time to get out. Do you like watching hiking videos? Yeah, I ought to over the next couple months. Mary Morris says, hi Maddie, I'm from West Virginia and we are going to Myrtle Beach for New Year's. How fun! I went to Myrtle Beach when I was in high school. Nice place. Lisa says, I don't know if you ever said, but do you have a top 3 favorite places or states in the US? Ooh, good question. I think my top 3 favorite states are California, Utah, and Arizona. California because there's so much to see, so cool, mountains, rugged coastline, or like Party Beach if you want, and just like the desert, and it's just so cool. And Utah and Arizona for the rocks, and Arizona for the desert because I love it. Tanya says, I would like to maybe do this in the Camino, the North Way, or one of the other less popular parts. Oh, that'd be cool. Sounds exciting. Mark says, and think about the beers you could drink in France, Spain, and Portugal. For real, for real. Exactly. I've actually been to Europe before, and I remember having a beer in Spain, but I don't remember how I chose. I think it was because it was a kind called Estrella, which means star in Spanish, and I bought it because I knew what it meant. So I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense. This is my Spanish vocabulary, so that's the beer I'm gonna buy. Rod says, have you been looking for a new pack? I sure have. I definitely, oh gosh, I forget what it's called. Actually, let me show you the kind I'm thinking of getting, and if anyone has any input. The thing is, it costs a few $100s, and because it's only sold online, you can't try it on beforehand. So I'm really, really nervous about what if I get it and I don't like the way it feels. But it's this kind, the ULA Circuit. I've seen a bunch of people wear them and have them, and it is just, it looks really comfortable. It's lightweight material and it's slick material with a roll top closure so that if it rains, you don't have to worry about putting on a rain cover and all that. You're just good to go. So yeah, if anyone from Circuit is watching this, let me know if you would like to work out a brand deal. Wouldn't that be nice? So-called Van Life said, I'd love to go to AZ next winter. Yeah, you should. I was there and it was getting below freezing at night, even in the most southern part. Just a heads up for you. But for the most part, I'm sure it's mainly pretty warm most of the time. The majority of time I was there, it was like in the 40s or 50s at night, so not bad. Hi, Mr. Plumber Guy. Connor says, hike the Lewis and Clark, buy you a beer in MO. Let's see, I'm not familiar with the Lewis and Clark Trail. Does that start in St. Louis and go their whole path up to Washington State and stuff like that? That sounds interesting. Clint says, traveling abroad just seems kind of dangerous to me right now. So much going on in the world. As far as conflict or like COVID, because I feel like it's the same amount of conflict that it always has been. Like when I was in Paris in 2019, that there were like armed security guards with guns and like military uniforms in the airport, and it was kind of scary. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's just my thoughts, but it feel like that's the way it's always been. Connor agrees with that. It says that the Lewis and Clark Trail is Philly to Washington. Okay. Well, that's cool. That would be a long way to walk. I'm also interested in, like, not right away, obviously, but eventually there's a trail that goes from the East Coast to the West Coast. I think it's like the Transcontinental Trail or something. But that sounds really cool because it hasn't been done so many times. You know, like with the big through hikes, there is Gut Hooks, which is a map of apps. I'm sorry, an app with maps and like trail information there, and there's just endless blogs and YouTube video information out there getting you ready. And I'm like, it would be a little more of an adventure to not have that stuff and not have, people in the area be used to people hitchhiking. Although I guess that's kind of a downside. But yeah, could be. Does anyone else have any questions about the AT or anything like that? Or taking a break from van life for a little bit? Anyone have any New Year's plans? Or New Year's resolutions even. I don't think I have a New Year's resolution formally, but just to continue trying to live life to the fullest every day. Oh, yay, more questions. Mr. Plumber Guy said, what books have you read? Well, it's kind of hard to name all of them. I don't know. What famous books? Recently, a recent one that's come out is the one that took place in Minnesota. It's called This Tender Land. It's about these kids running away and canoeing. Yeah, so that's a recent one I've read. As far as classics, To Kill a Mockingbird is pretty good in my opinion. Yeah, hard to think of them now. What books have I read about the AT? None. No books so far. I've been watching tons and tons of YouTube videos, though. Eventually, I'd like to read the Bill Bryson's book about it. I think that'd be entertaining. But none so far. Tanya says, what are you excited to see experience on the AT? I'm really excited to experience trail magic. It sounds like a pretty common experience. If you don't know what that is, it's a lot of different things, I guess, but people either leave something for you, like water or even soda sometimes, in a cooler maybe. And another thing people do is give you rides into town, or I've even heard of people inviting through hikers to stay at their house. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think that'll be a once in a lifetime opportunity. Of course, I will not obviously go stay at someone's house randomly alone. I'll be in a group of hikers and make sure like these people are like, I don't know, they don't seem sketchy, all of that stuff. My so-called van life said, what do you use solar to power devices for filming? Well, when I did the JMT / Numu Poyo, I had a solar panel, but with the tree cover on the AT. I don't think that'll be as useful anymore. So I'm going back to what I used on the SHT in Minnesota, which was a power bank. The thing is, though, I don't currently know where it is. I haven't been able to find it in my van, so I think it's still at my parents' house. Thank you for the $2, Telcaster. That was nice of you. Rod, are you going to get a new tent for the trip? No. That tent has been in rain so many times and never leaked. And rain is very common on the AT, and it's very, like, I've heard horror stories of people being like, rain was coming through my tent. So no. And it's also pretty light, I think, for what it is too. So no, not getting a new tent this time. Lisa says, I saw a couple do a Pacific Northwest loop that they also kayaked part of it, and it looked really pretty. Oh, was it, I know on TikTok their handle is just Through Hikers, but I think they have a YouTube channel too. Yeah, I think I might have seen the same people. What will you be showing? Will you be showing us your gear for the AT? Yeah, sure. If you guys are interested, I can definitely do that. Les, when am I planning to do it? The beginning or the end of April. I'm sorry, the end of March or the beginning of April to whenever I finish. Might be October, hopefully not, might be September. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize how many questions you guys are saying. Thanks for asking me though. Miscellaneous BS says New Year's resolution is to finish the AZT, the Arizona Trail. Oh, that's great. Sounds like that always looked like a really cool trail to me. I bet that'll be awesome. Off-Grid says, do you have a daily goal on the trail? No, not really. Just film, I guess, so I can make sure to document my journey, but I'm not trying to do a certain amount of miles per day because I'm sure like it'll vary so much with how I'm feeling and the difficulty of the terrain. So yeah, just gonna do my best every day. Connor says, is making videos your full-time income? Yeah, it technically yes. But it's not like I'm making a whole lot right now. I'm still trying to build up, and some months are definitely better than others with ad money from YouTube, with brands paying me to talk about their products in a video, and Patreon. Shout out to any Patreon members that are here now. You're so great, and I appreciate all you do for me. Do you prepare for your future? What I'm planning to do is, it's hard to say because it's like, yeah, I'm trying to plan for my future, but at the same time, I might die tomorrow. So like, that's kind of ripping the Band-Aid off. That wasn't very tactful language, I guess. But I personally don't see a whole lot of value in being like, oh, I need to invest, I need to buy property, all this, because you never know what's going to happen to you. So I am, whenever I have a surplus in my bank account, I'm definitely trying to set it aside for a rainy day. But for right now, living life to the fullest is more of a priority for me. Telcaster said, we'll miss you on the road in your van, but looking forward to your next adventure. Thank you. I'm hoping people aren't, I was on the road for so long and people might be expecting more van life content from me, and I'm hoping, no one said anything so far, but I'm hoping people are, not super bummed that because, you might find one thing more interesting than the other, and that's okay. Dave says, hi, Maddie, the AT is 3 miles from me right now. Oh, that's so cool. I bet that is very fun living so close to there. Lisa says, oh, also your video of Sawtooth Mountain Range made our bucket list this summer. Oh, good. That was a great place. I wish I would have gone for longer because it was just out and in. I wish I would have done the whole thing. Plumber Guy says, an AWOL on the AT is a good one as well, as far as books. Very nice, thank you. Tanya said, my first night on the AT during my little suction hike, my new can of gas for some reason wouldn't work. Was that in a video of yours? Because I think that sounds familiar. There was trail magic in the morning and they turned me a new one. Yay, that's awesome. You know, I have bought the last fuel canister for my backpacking stove I bought when I was in Arizona wasn't working either. So I wonder if we had the same problem. Just doesn't work. You can hear the stuff swishing around inside it, but it just doesn't work. Clint said, where's the farthest you've hiked up to date? That would be 300 miles on the Superior Hiking Trail in Minnesota. I don't remember how long it took. I feel like 18 days maybe, but I know it was less than 3 weeks. There was another part of your question. Are you training in any way for the AT? I sure am, and that is probably going to be my first video in the new year. I'm trying to spend, like, I haven't decided how many hours yet, but a certain amount of hours on a treadmill to start getting used to just walking and walking all day long. Even though, like, I could just walk around a neighborhood for all that time, I don't know. I think it would be a little mentally easier, I guess, to just walk on a treadmill all day. Yeah. Wandering, or Lisa, we saw the same people. Okay, great. Hi, CC Camper Lady. I was thinking of going winter tent camping soon. What's the coldest weather you've camped in? When I was in Texas, if you watched that vlog, it was under freezing. I don't know exactly what it was. I think it was in the 20s, but I don't know. It was bitter cold though. I hated it. Any advice? Not really. I guess hand warmers, while they are not good for the planet, just a one-time use thing, they can be really, really handy on trail. Make sure you bring gloves, because even like when you're in your sleeping bag, my hands were still cold in that. So, yeah, it's gonna be tough. Maybe, do a lot of jumping jacks before you get in your tent for the night. You're gonna feel so silly, and it's gonna be so counterintuitive to wind yourself up before you're trying to lay down and go to bed. But just do a whole bunch of jumping jacks, at least for 2 minutes, hopefully even more, to the point where you're about to start sweating, but not sweating yet. Ron says, are you going to show us when you are packing for your hike so we can remind you what you're forgetting? Sure, although I'll probably be like, thank you for that, but I'm not bringing that because blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely can do that. I'll definitely make a video. Hi, Kevin Yost. Welcome. I'm doing pretty good. Tiny Fairy. Technically, I am starting alone, but many people on the AT, like when you hike about the same pace as a lot of people, you get familiar with each other and then you start hiking together. So I don't think I'll technically be alone too much. Hey, Wendy. Welcome, welcome. It wasn't a video. Very cool, Tanya. Kevin Yoss, are you going to do van life still? Yeah, I was talking about that a few minutes ago. I don't really know what I'm doing after the AT. It's really going to depend on my financial situation and just what I feel like afterwards. I would like to do some international travel, but also I do love my van too. So, I don't know. I don't know. Richard Brown, any concerns about Sasquatch Bigfoot encounters? No, not really. I'm more scared about hanging my food improperly and attracting bears. I was reading a bunch of bear bag hanging stuff today, and I'm like, oh gosh. Whenever I've bear bagged so far, especially like on the SHT, I was like, I am doing a really bad job at this. It's hard to find a good tree. very tough to find a tree with a limb and the exact perimeters, and like if the limb is right here above it, it's going to be really hard to aim, stuff like that. Wendy, no, I don't think I'll be dehydrating any food for my meals. I don't own a food dehydrator, and with it being a months and months long hike, if you did that for every meal, that'd be so much food, so I would rather just buy food on the trail. I usually eat a lot of like north sides and ramen, you know, not really the nicest food, but it does the job. Winter camping advice. Aw, Clint. Where's your can-do attitude? CC Camper Lady, do you watch a lot of videos? I sure do. I definitely have been watching a bunch of AT hiker stuff. I've been watching like the longer documentaries people make, but I really wish there was one that broke down like how was the water supplies, how was getting into town, how was the terrain in each state or in each section, however they want to break it down. But it's hard because people either talk about it in general, or of course you could watch people's like daily vlogs, but that seems a little too much for me. Good night, Connor. You probably said that a long time ago. And thank you, Kevin. I will stay safe. Appreciate that. Thank you all for all your questions. This has been really fun. Anyone else thinking anything, wondering anything about the AT? Is anyone new here? Well, why I said that was a lot of times people on YouTube will gain a lot of followers because they want to see the AT videos, and then, they'll probably head out at the end of my adventures. That's okay though, I understand. And so I asked, like, is anyone here new for that? But then I realized that video where I said that was just the title of it was like, didn't say anything about the AT. So probably no one is here from that yet, but I am going to be on the channel Terra Treks and, get into the AT community from there. Rainmain says, our Homemade Wanderlust is quite good. Oh yeah, definitely. I've watched a lot of her videos. Tiny Fairy says, are you going live from there? From the AT? It depends on the service I get. Probably not like I did when I was in my van going live every week. I'm not expecting to get a lot of service there, and so it's going to have to be when I'm in town and I have the time and energy to do it, because I think a lot of my town stops are either going to be like very dedicated to getting in, getting food, getting whatever else I need and out, or it's going to be like all rest, all fun. Rain says for forklift camping. Yeah, Kevin agrees. It was funny. Thank you all. I made that back in September. In fact, if you remember when I met up and hung out with Diane from Diane Schmayan, we did a little collab video. I filmed that on the same day, and I've just been waiting and waiting. Ramdino on trail is great with supporting AT hikers. Okay, interesting. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Telcaster said, thank you so much for all of your wonderful videos. Oh, yay. I'm so glad. Thank you very much. Yelnet said, made it. Hope you have a happy new year. Thank you. Same to you. Wendy said, dehydrating is definitely work. I have been experimenting a little, just for fun. Will you have a miles per day goal? Nope, not a miles per day goal, because it's going to vary so much. I'm just going to do as much as I can, possibly, in a day. Yeah. When I did the JMT/Jimupoyo/John Muir Trail, the average miles were like maybe 13, maybe 16. So, yeah, trying to do at least that much, if not better. That was a really hard trail for me because I wasn't in shape beforehand, though. Chellcaster said, yes, the forklift home videos was funny. Oh, good. Glad you liked it. Because I made it so long ago, and then I just posted it recently. I was really lucky that I could still go back in and change some things because I really didn't like this sound. At one point, the background music was super loud, and with the echoey warehouse I was in, that was just an acoustic disaster. But I'm glad you all liked it. Did you get foot blisters on the John Muir Trail? I sure did, because it rained so much. You really had no choice but to hike with wet feet. No matter what shoes, what socks you had, it was going to happen. And I had duct tape to put on the blisters and Band-Aids, but those kind of rub off pretty fast. Duct tape for blisters, but that wasn't sticking because my socks were damp. But then people gave me Leuco tape, which looks like this. And I just got my own roll for Christmas. The perfect stocking stuffer for the hiker in your life. So I'm looking forward to that. I won't take the whole roll though. Just several pieces rolled up. Wendy says, beautiful country. What are you most excited about seeing or doing while hiking? There's a lot of views that I've seen of just like the rolling hills, or rolling mountains, I guess they are, but just the views of the Appalachians. Let's see, on my road trip to all the states that I just went on, I was in the Appalachians in Vermont and Virginia, maybe some more, but I forget. Probably, what's it called? North Carolina. But it's just such a beautiful and such a unique view because there's pointy, rugged mountains all over the world, but the Appalachians are so old and worn down over time that they just look really neat, I think. Tellcatcher said, hope the warehouse manager isn't still mad at you. Could you all tell that was my voice? I just used like a voice filter to pretend to kick me out. What are you kids doing in here? Yep, definitely gotta take care of your feet. Kevin said, that is cool. You're funny some days. What are you, only some days. What are you doing for New Year's Eve? I'm going to the potato drop in Boise. That sounds like fun. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Me and my cousin have plans to hang out. We were talking about going to a bar, but now I'm also like, maybe it would just be fun to stay home and chill. So, I don't know. Potato drop sounds interesting, though. What else would you all like to know this fine evening? Yeah, Kevin, tell us about the potato drop. Do people drop a bunch of potatoes? Do tell. This is my room where I'm staying in. By the way, you'll notice a lovely salt lamp and my good old free pillow from my van. Aw, things are still hanging out with me. Kevin, tell us about this potato drop, man. So, if you all missed the beginning at the end of this, it is just one big potato. It glows. Oh, cool. That must be so fun. Sounds really Idahoan. Rain says, did you get any good prezzies this year? I sure did. I got a new base layer top. It's from Patagonia, and I'm really excited because my old one was ripping a little bit. It's like the teal one. I usually wear it as camping PJs when I go backpacking. And I also got a watercolor marker set from my parents and a lot of other goodies. It was really lovely. A lot of thoughtful people in my life. Tanya said, will you be doing any smaller backpacking trips to train for the AT? I probably should, but I don't have any in mind yet because I've done 3 smaller through hikes. I feel like I'm pretty dialed in to this is my cooking routine, this is my setting up camp routine. So I'm not planning to, but I guess I should because I'll need to break in my new trail runners and just to get back in the habit. Probably should. Kevin says, Idaho also has a sugar beet drop and a copper bar. Oh, very interesting. Sounds like a lot of fun. Lisa says, will you be doing another big chop of my hair for the AT? I don't know. Only one time in my whole entire life have I cut my hair and not donated it. Oh, Wendy, thank you. I really appreciate that. Aw, thanks so much. Back to Lisa's question. I usually grow my hair and then cut it and donate it, but this time I don't want to cut it that short because if I do, it'll be too short to be in a ponytail, and that's really uncomfortable. That was my mistake on the SHT. My hair was so short that it always had to be like down somewhat, and so I don't want it that short again. Also, when I did the JMT, my hair was long enough to be in a braid, and that was nice. It really does grow fast, Wendy. You're right, it does. Clint said, I just Googled it. The best I can tell, it's like dropping a big potato that looks like dropping the ball in Times Square. Cool. I bet people have a countdown and everything. That'd be quite a sight to see, though. The potato dropping, and it's all glowing and pretty. And I think Boise is a bigger town than people realize. CC Camper Lady said, Toby in Transit on YouTube just finished the AT. Nice guy and vids. Very cool, very cool. When we were talking about, I really wanted to know the breakdown of either sections or states, how the terrain is, the water is, and the resupplies are. If you all know any specific videos that you can tell me about that, that'd be really helpful. I think a lot of people have covered like trail etiquette and things they wish they knew and gear and stuff like that, but now I'm looking for more specific stuff about what to expect in each area. Someone did what to expect in Georgia, what to expect in South Carolina, but he didn't do all the states. So that was a bit of a bummer for me. Rod said, what are you going to do about ticks? Just carry either my little tick remover thing or tweezers and just be very vigilant about checking for them. I also have permethrin, which is a chemical you can spray on your clothes and stuff to keep away bugs. I was going to do that before the SHT, but then my friend was like, it's chemicals, so you probably shouldn't. But then I was on the trail and bugs were attacking me, and I was like, honestly, I would rather have the chemicals with me just to know that I did as much as I possibly could. Alrighty, yeah, Idaho is growing fast. I believe it, especially because it's so mountainous and pretty, and I feel like a lot of younger generations, I don't know, this might just be what impression I get from like my friends, but it seems like people in my generation are more like wanting to go live amongst nature, especially I guess now because we can work from home, work remotely. But that being said, I don't think that's like a proven fact. That's just the impression I get. Telecaster said, could you tell us about your sponsors that you've had over the months? Some of your closing sponsors look very nice. Sure. The best one I can think of right now is TM Boy, which is where I got my pink coat and I got snow pants and a blue sun hoodie too, like a teal aquamarine color. That was really pretty. They were really nice and I really like those clothes. I've also gotten the electric coat and the electric gloves. Some people are really not into that like heated apparel stuff, but I'm like, if you go in a house and you use the furnace, that's not any cushier than using heated apparel, you know? Well, I'm not out to be a big tough, oh, I can brave the elements person. I want to be comfortable. What else? I've definitely worked with BetterHelp. So yeah, I've been very blessed to work with sponsors, work with brands. I got 2 brand videos coming soon. Water bottles and a saw. I'm very excited to share with you all. They're really pretty colors. Clint says about the ticks. Yeah. Bugs are gonna be bad, I'm sure. DG. I'd rather not say what high school I went to. Thank you for asking, though. That is a very big part of Louisville culture. I went to a Catholic school, I'll tell you that much. A girls' Catholic school. For everyone else not familiar with Louisville, that's a big question people ask each other because then, like, I don't know. Just, it tells you what neighborhood they lived in and, like, were they religiously affiliated when they were teenagers, but yeah. I know that's one of the first things I ask people from Louisville when I meet them. Yes, like Rod said, if everyone could like and share, that does help me. Catherine is on board with the heated apparel. Thank you. Rod said, how about a hiking boot sponsor? Someone reached out to me recently, actually, from a hiking boot company, but I looked at them and I was like, I don't really know if this is what I'm into because I hike so much and what boots or shoes you wear play a huge role in your comfort. I am like, I really need to pick out specific ones. I can't just, because if I use theirs and then I don't like it, then I'm in a bind where like they're paying me to promote their product, but obviously I'm not going to promote something I don't really, really love. Funny story with that, actually. One time people sent me a little blender smoothie cup, and like the battery was just really weak and I would have to charge it while making the smoothie, and it would take me like hours to make one tiny smoothie because it would just like the blades would go and stop. I would charge it up, blades would go and stop, and eventually I had to contact them and be like, I can't do the video anymore because I can't show this, and they understood, but I really hope that situation never happens again. Lisa says, same, St. Louis, everyone asked, where did you go to high school? Very cool. I like that. Wendy said, I just discovered there are heated socks. Yeah, how fun is that? Telecaster says, thank you, Maddie. Have to sign off. Oh, bye. Hope you're not already long gone. Oh gosh, it's from several minutes ago, so I guess they are already gone. But if you're still here, bye. Clint says, I wear heated socks as I sit around the sofa on my heated house. Ah, nice. Way to be extra cozy. I really like to be warm. I always, like, the house I'm in now has fans, and I'm always like, no fans on, more blankets, more sweatshirts. Just like to be warm. For anyone that wasn't here earlier, there is going to be a premiere at the end of this live of my van tour video on Off-Grid Adventure. Rich Life, welcome to the live stream. Glad you're here. We were just talking about how this what's it called? Live is about to end in about 10 minutes, but right after that, we're going to watch my van tour on Off-Grid Adventure. Catherine G says, where I grew up, there was only one high school, so no need for that question. Kevin says, do you like snow? I sure do. I've lived in places where it's been snowy all winter, and it kind of loses its novelty after a while, and it just turns into an inconvenience instead of a pretty thing. But in general, I definitely like snow. It's really pretty, and it's just nice to see a landscape change with the seasons, you know? That's fun. I was really bummed when the snow that was here over Christmas and stuff melted in the past couple days. It was a bit of a bummer, but at least I feel a little safer driving around now. What about you all? You like snow? Erica, hello. Glad you're here. Kevin says, I do not like to drive in it. Me neither. Rich Life says, I like snow as long as it does not cover my toes. Keep it nice and light. Makes sense. Wendy says, I like my fuzzy footy PJs. Can't wear them to bed, but I like to relax in them. Ah, very nice. I had footy PJs one time. I probably still have them somewhere. Clint says, I love snow, but despise being cold. Luckily, East Texas doesn't see much of it. Very cool. Yeah, I don't think, let's see. The northern part of Texas is like Amarillo and stuff, and that's on the same line as Oklahoma and Arkansas. So yeah, it must not snow much at all in Texas in general. Wendy says, love to look at snow. Me too. It's so pretty, especially when it's coming down and it's glittery and just so pretty. Such a cozy sight. A few days ago, it was snowing in the morning as I woke up, so I was just watching, drinking my coffee. It was really nice. Kevin says, feel sorry for people in Western New York. Oh my goodness, yes, in Buffalo. Gosh, yeah. That's really sad. Yep. For sure, for sure. I'm surprised it hasn't, since it seemed like the rest of the country warmed up, I'm surprised their situation hasn't improved any. I guess it's always cold up there. Rich Life says, I'm in Dallas, and it snows a little bit each year, but usually melts off in short order. Cool. That's how it is in Kentucky. Clint says, yeah, North Texas gets a little more than us. They can keep it. When I was in Colorado, I heard a lot of Texas people go to Colorado for vacation. So maybe that's where they get their snow. Rod says, snow looks great on TV. That's why I live in Florida. Nice. Glad you found somewhere with an environment you like. Well, we have about 6 minutes left in this live stream, and then I will have to bid you adieu, but stay here because we're going to watch my van tour together, and I'll be in the chat, you know, if you have anything. It was really nice working with Off-Grid Adventure because anytime I'm with another videographer, you know, I get to learn about their equipment, what kind of hand motions they do, I guess, what camera motions I should say, and just, it's nice to see someone else's process. Gives me ideas. Clint says, weather patterns shifted a little this year. Weather is being extremely bipolar. Yep, it is definitely going hot to cold a lot. Oh, Off-Grid, I think you either read my mind or maybe you caught a little bit of what I just said, but yeah, I'll definitely be there. Wendy says, love for all 4 seasons. Fall is my favorite. Yeah, fall is really nice. I like summer personally. Rich Life says we get mostly sleet and ice. I don't know why I had so much trouble saying that. Yeah. Sleet and ice does not sound fun. Looks like people are agreeing. I'll watch snow in videos from the nice warm weather. Yeah, it definitely looks prettier than it is fun to be out in a lot of times, especially when it's cold. CC Camper Lady says, do we go to Off-Grid's channel? No, if I did the stream correctly and everything works, I'm going to hit end and then it's going to just automatically start playing and you'll be transferred over. But if not, you should definitely go over. That's the technique I used when I did my the premiere of my documentary, and that worked. So all should be well. But you know technology. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Really, I know it's probably my fault if it doesn't work, but I find it complicated. My so-called van life says, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. Me too. It's very cinematic, and it's not just like showing my van, but we also talk about like my life and going to the AT next, and yeah, really excited about it. Jorge, hello. You're just coming at the end of the live stream, unfortunately, but welcome. I'm glad you're here while you can be. Yeah, anybody else have any questions as we start winding down or anything you want to talk about? I still have my prop from my AT reveal video here. Clint says, be right back. Okay, go see a man about a large dog. But yeah, this was so fun. I just filmed this a few days ago when it was snowy here. Kevin says, thanks for being so nice. Have a happy new year. Thank you. Same to you. Thank you. Wendy says that was very cute. Thanks. That was my 3rd time filming that video, and before it was just me sitting here talking to the camera. So I was like, okay, I need like something people can watch while they're hearing like the reasons of what I want to keep the same as van life, what I want to be different this time around. So yeah, that was an idea I had, and I was really glad I did, so it would change itself up a little bit. Alrighty, you guys. Well, thank you so much for coming to the stream. We're just 2 minutes out. I'll wait until it actually hits 8, because if it starts too early, we're just going to be on the waiting page for a little bit. By the way, oh, Roger, welcome. Good evening. You're coming in right at the end of the live stream, but we're about to watch my van tour on Off-Grid Adventure, and I'll still be in the chat for that. If you have any questions, or like you see something in the van tour and you want to be like, hey, la la la. Rod says, what does mom and dad say about you doing the AT trail solo? When I told them at first, they were just like, well, you know that's going to be a big financial burden. And I was like, yes, someone said it costs $3,000, so I'm going to make sure to set up, not cost $3,000, but a good budget is $3,000. Today I read an article that says $4,000, so I did save up a lot. I'm going to have some stuff specifically set aside for my trail budget. And now they are very excited for me. I'm sure they're still nervous, but they're big outdoorsy people, so they understand. And thank you, Rich Life. You have a great new year, too. Wendy, how I met Off-Grid Adventures. We were actually, I think, chatting about my documentary at first. And then he was like, hey, by the way, I'm going to be in Louisville. And I was like, perfect. because we had been mutual YouTube friends for a little bit, so that was good. Wendy said, how long do you think you'll be on the trail? I'm guessing 6 to 7 months. Wandering Pond says, do it. You only have one life. Yeah, definitely. Vren, hi from Little Egg Harbor, New Jersey. Hi. I'm sorry to actually leave you right now. You've just come in the chat. Same here with you. Right, you're going to cost more because of inflation. Yep, definitely. I'm not sure if hotel and grocery stores are going to raise themselves that much. I feel like a whole extra $1,000 is extreme, but I get what you're saying. Kevin says, do you think some year you'll be home in I don't think so. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Now let's go watch my van tour. Yay! If you have more questions,